Okay, now that we have the front under tray out, we're going to remove the back one. So we have one bolt, and then we have a second bolt there, and it's going to be the same on the other side. The rear bolt for the rear under trays is what holds the front up here.
And before draining the oil, undo this here, your oil fill cap.
Now we're going to take a 13 millimeter. We're going to put it right onto this bolt here. We're going to turn it counterclockwise to thread it out. And our sealing washer fell down into our pan, so we want to make sure that it doesn't go down into the pan itself.
So our next step is going to be removing the oil filter housing, and there's quite a bit of stuff in the way here, so we're going to remove the breather right here. And let me see if I can get a good view of it. You can see it's a pinch clamp on the one side here, and then on the opposite. So we're just going to put our hand on it. We're going to press and pull upwards. We can probably manipulate this stuff a little bit further out of our way. There we go. So I have a 27 millimeter on here with a 3/8 adapter, 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter, and then I have a 3/8 swivel, 3/8 extension, and then my 3/8 drive here. I'm actually going to grab a towel and put over there real quick. Just do my best to prevent any oil from dripping on any of the other surfaces. So we're going to move the O-rings off of here. You can use a dental pick or a screwdriver, whatever your go-to tool is. These things are pretty thick, so dental pick might be a little awkward. As you can see, we're going to take them off there. We're going to discard of those. We're going to have new ones with our oil filter. And then once we have that off of there, the oil filter should be able to pop right off. It'll be a little bit snug. There we go. So keep in mind when you go to put your new one on, it's going to be a little bit snug on there. Then we need to remove this one here. So I'm using a Wix filter, part number 57009. Here's our filter. Looks pretty similar to the one that we have here. Do we know what? This one is a Melee filter that was in here. So. Doesn't seem to indicate a top or a bottom, so we're going to put her right on here. And here's our new washers. Try not to stretch out your O-rings when putting them on. Just try to get them to go over and roll down. We want to make sure our O-ring is seated nice. I'll just stick on our medium-sized O-ring here. There we go. Our last O-ring here. Okay, both are seated nice. Okay, now we're going to reinstall the filter. We're going to be tightening this to 24 Newton meters, which is 17 foot-pounds.
Okay, now we're going to retighten on our drain plug. Don't forget to have your sealing washer on there. If you forget that, it's going to leak. So about a quarter of a turn or so until it's snug, and then leave it alone.
So now that we have the drain plug in, the oil filter replaced, we can now fill it up with oil. I'm using 5W30. I've seen people using 040, 540. This car did come with a maintenance log from Mercedes-Benz from the beginning of its life, and Mercedes had always been using 5W30 Castrol on it. So I'm going to continue with the same theme here. So 5.8 is going to roughly leave us right below a quarter. And if you can't tell how much oil is left, put it up to the sunlight or shine a flashlight on there and you'll be able to actually see the oil level inside the bottle. Same thing actually applies for your master cylinder. If you're having trouble seeing anything like that, or your coolant reservoir, anything that's relatively translucent, have problems seeing the fluid level, you can just put it up to the light.